Okay, so what do we got here? We got a Hyundai Accent, and we've got a clunk in the left front side. All speeds, 20 kilometers an hour, and all the way up to like 80, 90. You lose it after that, tire noise and wind noise and everything else. Safety first. Got a 4x4, all I did was cut them. Use them as blocks. Come underneath. Jack stand, jack. Tires off already. Oh, there we go with the camera. Found out what this culprit was real quick. As soon as I grabbed the wheel and moved it side to side, outer tie rod end, clunkety clunk. I'll show you that real quickly. I'll show you some telltale signs of what's going on just visually looking at it. So let's get the camera down below. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if you can see my shirt. Probably not, but somehow, no, forget it. I'm wearing my Stumper 1 t-shirt. I shouldn't be because it's clean and white and I'm working on a dirty car. Outer tie rod end, you can see the rust, the boots gone away. You can see that. Let's get right in there and take a look. So of course now we got water and grit and grime and everything from the road going into it. So let me just adjust the camera up here a little bit and we'll show you the play in it. Just moving it side to side here. You can see the movement here from the top to the bottom, so down inside here. That's where she is. That's where our play is. So we're going to show you how to replace this tie rod end coming across. We're also going to go over and check out the other side as well. While we're underneath here, check your brakes. Might as well have a good quick look at them as well. Check your brake lines, your brake hoses. Make sure that there's no bubbles in these spots along the rubber flexible line, because that'll show that it's somehow been impacted or it's worn out. It needs to be replaced. I see a little bit of leakage on the strut here. Nothing really though. And stabilizer links. You can take a look at those as well. Coming up here. Sway bar coming across right there as well. CV boot. Again, you want to make sure that your boots are fine here. Check for any oil leaks. I see a little bit of sweatage right back in there, but something pretty minor. So suspension bushings, lower control arm bushings. Again, just a good visual underneath. Are there any other leaks or anything going on? So we're going to show you how to change this thing out. Again, it's just, let's see if I can get a better picture here for you. I think that should be okay there. There we go. So we will show you how to replace that unit out. Okay, so 17 millimeter. Got the cotter key out already. You can see it's right there. Now I've already just given it a few whacks there, so loosen this off, right? Zip around here a few times. Yeah, I keep hitting my light, but what are you gonna do, eh? So when I get it to a number of threads off, again, you can use a ratchet if you want, and a socket, sure. I just didn't feel like doing that. Want to hit it here a couple of times because I don't have a ball joint or a tie rod end separator. I haven't loosened that one off yet, and I'll tell you why in a second. Well, I'll tell you right now. This one here is your setting. This one here, this whole end here, once I've separated this, I'll be able to just unspin this tie rod end off and leave that nut. So my adjustment, my tie rod, my toe in, my toe out will stay the same. I won't need an alignment. So loosen this off a little bit, give yourself a hammer, give her a few good hits right in around here. So I'm gonna give it a few hits. I'm gonna move my light out of the way first of all. I'll give it a few hits, it'll separate, I'll be able to tap it down. Right now it ain't gonna go. Not happening. So we'll give it a few hits here to loosen it, then we'll tap it down. Leave the nut on for right now anyway, so here we go. Okay, so here's what we've done. Just used 2 wrenches, one here, and guess what? There we go. So leave this nut stationary. Leave that one. You don't have to do it because that's your toe-in adjustment, toe-in, toe-out adjustment. Leave that one there. Just spin off your worn out tie rod end. There we go, look at that. It took me longer to jack up this vehicle than it did to actually take this apart. There we go. Put your replacement one on. Let's take another look at this thing here. We'll just kind of move it around and you can definitely see the rust. Water's gotten in. Obviously we live in a snow belt climate here, so as you can tell by my snow tires here anyway. So okay, I'll show you the next part here of how to install it. Okay, so if you take a look at our last little section of video there, you'll see that we had the wrong part delivered to us. Well, I actually went and picked it up. They gave us the wrong one because there is 2 different versions of this. Now, off to the store, came back, and there we are. The difference here being those 2 sizes. Now, this is the correct one, and we're just gonna screw it right onto there. Now again, all I did was I backed this off just a little bit, an extra screw, an 1/8 of a turn, just so I can get this on and get it in there nice and tight. Oh, I popped the nut off, that's okay. Now, just so you don't have to send the vehicle in for an alignment, right to there, tighten it up, and then just spin this. You're gonna have to move that, and then you're gonna have to move this. I'm gonna have to put the camera down here, so try to get the angle right for you. Hopefully that is somewhat good. Get my gloves on. As you can see, we can move it there. Just line it up. Now you don't want to hit it with a hammer. Not really. Let's do this. There we go. I'm just going to hold it there while I get the nut. And all you gotta do is tighten this on. I should be using my socket set here for this. 17 millimeter. Where's my 17? Oops. That must be it. There we go. On my ratchet. Now these are pre-greased inside from the factory. There is no grease fitting on the bottom here to install. Tighten that up. And put your new cotter pin in as well. That actually goes right through. That's, I just fold it over a couple extra times, that's all. Just to make sure that that nut does not come off. And then move the camera here a little bit Sorry for the noise. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double check this nut here and make sure that it's tight, because that is our stop, obviously. And there we go. New tie rod end installed. Now people are going to ask me, obviously, what is that? Well, this car does not come with ABS, and that's where the ABS sensor would come with, or install onto right there. So everything else looks good. We're tight. All we got to do is put the wheel back on, and we are good to go. Got my splash shield put back in, and no more rattling. You can check out the other part of the video on that as well. And we're good to go. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have any questions or comments on this, leave them, and we'll try to answer them all for you. So take care.